This episode of Variant is brought to you by Audible.com. Today on Variant, it's The Flash versus Quicksilver. Welcome to Variant, Wheel of Comics, when that feeling of having to get up at the butt crack of dawn to go to work or school sucks. I'm your host, Arris. The Flash and Quicksilver are two of the fastest characters in their respective universes, so it only seemed natural that these two would have to face off on a Versus episode sooner or later. With that said, there's been multiple Flashes over the years, but I chose Wally West Flash since he's one of my favorite Flashes, so I wanted to give him some spotlight. But that's enough talking. Let the battle begin. Let's start with Wally West Flash. Wally West is the third person to become the Flash and the first person to become Kid Flash. His uncle is Barry Allen, who's the most widely recognized Flash and the second person to become the Flash. Wally West became the Flash when he was about 10 years old while visiting his uncle's Barry Allen's police laboratory, and the same freak accident that gave Barry Allen his powers happened again, giving Wally his powers. So now, having the same powers as his uncle, Wally West put on a copy of his uncle's suit and became Kid Flash, which takes place in issue 110 of The Flash. His costume was later altered in The Flash issue 135 to one that would make him more visually distinctive. The original red was replaced with a costume that was mostly yellow with red leggings, gloves, and earpieces. In addition to his appearances within the Flash title, Kid Flash was used as a member for the newly created Teen Titans, becoming a founding member of the Teen Titans. For the few of you who don't know who the Teen Titans are, they're a superhero team comprised of sidekicks and younger superheroes. Years later, during Crisis on Infinite Earths, the Flash, Barry Allen, was killed and Wally West took over the mantle as the fastest man alive in issue 12 of Crisis on Infinite Earths. As for Quicksilver, he first appeared in the X-Men issue 4. His real name is Pietro Maximoff. He's the twin brother of Scarlet Witch and the son of Magneto, although he didn't find out Magneto was his father until years later. They were born from a woman known as Magda. She was a woman on the run, not wanting to tell her husband that she was pregnant, as her husband had become quote-unquote a monster. Magda appeared at the house of Bova, the midwife to the High Evolutionary. She would soon give birth to her twins there, but after giving birth, she fled, abandoning her kids. A gypsy couple would then soon adopt and raise the kids as their own. Quicksilver and his sister's adopted gypsy family were later killed by angry villagers because of their adopted father stealing food. Eventually orphaned, the twins wandered Eastern Europe, constantly on the move as Wanda's uncontrollable hex powers would draw suspicion from people around them. One day, Wanda accidentally set a house on fire, spurring locals to attack the twins. Despite their best efforts, Wanda and Pietro were trapped until rescued by Magneto. Feeling that they owed him a debt, they reluctantly joined the Brotherhood of Evil Mutants. Magneto played on their fear of outsiders and Wanda's gratitude, but neither twin was comfortable as a terrorist. Quicksilver always made his disapproval known and repeatedly stated that he only stayed for his sister's sake. When Magneto was taken from Earth by the Stranger, Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch ended their association with the Brotherhood. When they heard the Avengers were accepting applicants, they rushed to join, wanting to atone for their past crimes. But now that you know a little bit about our two quick-footed heroes and where they came from, it's time to see what they're capable of. The Flash gets his powers from what's known as the Speed Force. The Speed Force is an energy source in the DC universe that grants all Flashes their powers. All incarnations of the Flash can move, think, react at light speeds, as well as having superhuman endurance that allows them to run incredible distances. The Flash can vibrate so fast that he can pass through walls and solid objects in a process called quantum tunneling. I'm getting all scientific on you guys. The Flash is so fast he can travel through time, and he has an invisible aura around his body that prevents him and his clothes from being affected by air friction. The Speedster can heal more rapidly than the average human due to his connection to the Speed Force, which almost allows everything about the Flash to be at a super accelerated rate. On several occasions, the Flash has raced against Superman, the first race being in Superman issue 199. Their races, however, would often result in ties. After Final Crisis in Flash Rebirth issue 3, however, the Flash is shown being much faster than Superman, easily beating him as Superman tries to keep up with him. Flash then reveals that all those close races between the two of them had been for charity. So yes, he's way faster than Superman. As for Quicksilver, he's a mutant capable of moving and thinking at superhuman speeds. Originally capable of running at the speed of sound, exposure to High Evolutionary's Isotope E made it possible for the character to run at supersonic speeds of up to Mach 10 and resist the effects of friction, reduced oxygen, and kinetic impact while moving at super speeds. The character's speed allows him to perform feats such as creating cyclone-strength winds and running up walls and crossing bodies of water. He could vibrate his muscles extremely fast, creating destructive effects on anything he touches. The Terrigen Mist, which is a substance that accelerates genetic advances, gives Quicksilver the ability to displace himself out of mainstream time and space and jump into the future, aka time travel. He can also summon several time-displaced duplicates of himself and appear to teleport by jumping into the future and then returning to the present at a new location. Quicksilver possesses superhuman strength in his lower body as part of his body's adaptation for running. His legs can press approximately 1 ton under optimal conditions, so needless to say, a kick from him to the balls would ensure that you're never having kids. He's recently shown the ability to shift his molecules through solid objects just like the Flash. He can also transport people at speeds greater than the speed of sound without injuring them. Both characters have a bunch more powers and abilities, but it would just take way too long to share every single one with you guys. Anyway, I think you guys get the gist. As for weaknesses, neither of them really have something that would be the equivalent of being their kryptonite, so it would literally just come down to who's the stronger, faster, and just all-around better character. But now that I've given you guys info about both characters, it's up to you to decide who would come out on top. You can do that by going to our Variant Facebook page and casting your vote on a poll we posted there on who would win in the fight, the Flash or Quicksilver. And I'll announce who you guys decided the winner is at the end of next week's episode. Audible.com is a leading provider of downloadable digital audiobooks and spoken word entertainment. Audible has over 100,000 titles to choose from to be downloaded to your iPod, MP3 player, and played back anywhere, anytime. Choose from books in every genre: science fiction, thrillers, drama, comedy, business, history, and more. Kevin Smith actually has a book on there that he reads himself. Go to audible.com/variant to get a free audiobook download of your choice when you sign up today. And be sure to check out Audible's newly designed iPod app as well. First up for Wednesday, December 18th, we have Deadpool issue 21. This is Deadpool vs. S.H.I.E.L.D. Part 1. S.H.I.E.L.D. stiffed Deadpool on a bill, and now they're gonna regret it. Here we have Amazing Spider-Man issue 700.4. The series continues the special celebration of the original Spider-Man, Peter Parker. It's a must-read for any Spider-Man fan. Now we have Batman Beyond Universe issue 5. This is one of my favorite series out. It's a continuation of the Batman Beyond cartoon many of us were so fond of, and has many nods to the DC animated universe. Not to mention, it's written brilliantly by Kyle Higgins. And finally, we have Harley Quinn issue 1. Harley Quinn is getting her own title in DC's New 52, and if you haven't read issue 0 from this series, you need to. In this issue, however, Harley is set to begin her new life, but she needs to get a job first, so she enters in the Coney Island roller derby. Before I leave you guys, remember to go over to our Variant Facebook page to cast your vote on who would win in a fight, the Flash or Quicksilver. And I'll be announcing who the winner is at the end of next week's episode. Also, it's giveaway time. I haven't done one in a while, but 'tis the season after all. I'm going to be giving away issue 1 of Uncanny X-Men along with 2 variant stickers. All you have to do to enter for a chance to win the comic and said stickers is tweet to me on Twitter at twitter.com/Arris_Quinones saying, "Arris, you're sexy." I know it's egotistical, but I don't hear it enough, and quite frankly, it'd be quite nice to hear. So tweet to me saying that by Monday the 23rd, and I will randomly pick one of you and announce the winner along with the winner of the Versus episode at the end of next week's episode. But that's it. Now I'll see you guys next week when I talk about all things comics.
I'm putting on my mic. This is what I look like when I'm putting on my mic. This is what I look like when I'm putting on my mic.
Always we will fight as one. It's good, right? It's falsetto. Always we will fight as one. It's good, right?